want the same goal. The more helpful information you give me, the better I think I can do the job. Does that sound reasonable? I guess I could try something like that. I think I'd have to practice it a bit, Martha answers. Claudia smiles, sure, I'll even help you practice. I know you can deal with this. By providing concrete strategies and suggestions, you support the other person in his effort to change. Not all strategies work, and you may need to have some discussion and even try a little trial and error to come up with the best strategies. Checking progress: you can best find out whether a strategy for change is working by following up. Arrange for times to meet again with the difficult person so that you can discuss progress. Focus on examples of the person trying new behaviors. Try to determine which attempts achieved the desired results and which didn't. 301-302 Part V, the part of tens. Consider these aspects of the person using new behaviors: the timing of the event, did she try the strategy at an appropriate time? Her preparedness for interaction, how she carried out the interaction, the response that she received, how she felt implementing the action, how successful she thought the interaction was. At these meetings, see whether the other person needs to make some changes to his strategy. Also, suggest some other opportunities to practice the new behavior. Exploring the effect of poor behavior: sometimes, you may feel like your message just isn't getting through to the difficult person. You indicate how his difficult behavior makes you feel, but you seem to get no response. You might want to consider some other consequences of the person's negative behavior. How does it affect other people, or even his own long-term interests? Bad behaviors usually have real-world negative consequences. See whether you can come up with some examples of areas in which the negative behavior might cost the person in personal or professional ways. He may lose out on friendships and social activities or opportunities at work, for example. Your own emotional intelligence comes into play when you try to help someone change. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. What consequence would she really want to avoid? Or, even better, what reward would she really cherish if she made some changes to her behavior? Honey, I know you don't care how I feel about your rude behavior, but what about your friends? Don't you think Tony was insulted by the way you talked to him? Ah, he knows I'm just kidding. He does. Then why did he invite Mario and Neil to the baseball game, but not you? Doesn't he know that you love baseball? Chapter 18, 10 Ways to Help Difficult People with Their Emotional Intelligence. Sometimes, people are so caught up in themselves that they lose sight of their impact on others. Even worse, they don't realize the costs of alienating the people around them. Explaining in different ways: when you make some people aware of their poor behavior, they may accept your advice, but they just don't know what it means to change or how to go about it. Just like when a kid tries to figure out long division, he has to go over it again and again until it sinks in. You might have to explain the problem in different ways, several times. Use as many concrete examples as you can to get the point across. Point out actual behaviors that have gotten the person into trouble. You might try using examples from TV or movies because they are once removed and not as personal or emotionally sensitive as real-life episodes. Some people get defensive when real-life examples are pointed out to them. You often find examples of people who act in self-defeating ways in TV sitcoms and Hollywood movies. Use these examples and ask the person to come up with alternative ways of behaving in similar situations. After you get the idea across, you can move into actual situations, getting the person to try out new behaviors herself. Selling on benefits: in the same way that salespeople sell cars and personal electronics, you need to focus on the benefits, as opposed to the features, of changing a behavior. In other words, telling someone to change so he will be a nicer person, will scream less at others, or will be in better physical shape focuses on the features of changing. For many people, changing their behaviors just to become better people doesn't seem to wash. You need to provide an incentive or benefit. Benefits of change include getting the job of your dreams because you took the initiative to upgrade your skills, or being invited to the big, hockey/baseball/basketball, game because your improved social skills resulted in some new friends. 304 Part V, the part of 10's focus on the benefits of behavior change, getting more of what you want in life, reducing hassles from others, feeling better about yourself, meeting and connecting with others, having better social relationships, getting support from others when you need it by getting into the other person's shoes,